Hello and welcome to CIS/TSM 607 Advanced Telecommunications Project Management course. My name is Dr. Vlad Krotov and I will be your instructor for this course. Now, before I say anything else, let me make the following disclaimer. This video introduction is not meant to replace you going over the course syllabus or any other materials in the introduction to the course module. This video is just to help you get started with the online content of this course published in Canvas. This content will be shared across both face-to-face and online sections of this course. As the title of the course suggests, Advanced Telecommunications Project Management, this course is devoted to advanced topics in the field of project management as outlined by the so-called Project Management Book of Knowledge. We will start this course by covering communications management in the context of IT project management. Then we will talk about project risk management, and both of those topics are chapters 10 and 11 in the book that we used in TSM CIS 603 project management course. So those are chapters 10 and 11, and after we cover those two topics, we will switch to the main subject matter of this course, to the main topic of this course, which is procurement management. When we talk about procurement management, we talk about procurement management in the context of project management. In other words, how to get IT/telecommunications projects done by procuring products and services that comprise your entire project. So starting approximately week 3 of this course and until the end of the semester, we'll be using this book for this course. By the way, this is an old edition, so I'm still sticking to the old 6th edition textbook. A newer edition will work just fine. The last time I checked, you can buy this 6th edition that I'm using for a few dollars from Amazon. And the same thing applies to this book. I think a new copy of this book costs around $30, but you can easily find a used copy for a few dollars. And I'm deliberately sticking to the old editions to make things a bit easier for you from the financial standpoint. As I usually tell students in CIS TSM 603, which is a prerequisite for this course, project management has been around for thousands of years, probably since the time of ancient Egyptian pyramids. So the principles of project management, they don't change that rapidly. Of course, examples and technologies and case studies, they change. But I think the most important things related to this course are still adequately reflected in those older editions of books. So since I'm publishing this course a bit in advance, I'm hoping you will use this advanced time to make sure you have all the necessary textbooks. However, pretty much everything that we cover in this course is also duplicated using 2 channels. First of all, for every chapter that we cover, I have slides posted, okay, and also have my video presentation, which is the so-called voice over PowerPoint presentation, where I narrate using my voice over PowerPoints for a particular chapter. So you have several channels of communication, of content delivery. You still need to read the book. I don't think you will do. You might, but I think the chances are against you if you don't read the assigned textbook for this course. So the kind of preparation strategy I suggest is that you read the book, then maybe use my video presentations to study each chapter once again to see which points I emphasize, and then maybe just right before the exam you either review the video presentations again or you just look at the slides posted so that to test yourself to make sure you understand all the main concepts from each chapter. And if you don't understand, then you can go back to the book or my video presentation to review them once again. So this is probably the only thing from the syllabus that I would like to cover in this video introduction, so that you go ahead and purchase the necessary books for this course. Now, when it comes to the organization of this course in Canvas, it's pretty linear. So you start at the top and then you proceed to the bottom until you're done with this course. There are some exceptions, of course. All the important course announcements are posted here at the top. This announcement just welcomes you to the course. Please read the announcement because it talks about some particularities about availability of multimedia resources. So take a look at this announcement. Overall, if there's something important coming up, like an important deadline, let's say a deadline for your midterm exam, or the deadline for submitting your procurement plan assignment project, then I'll post an announcement here. So I promise to be conservative with this. I don't want to be like spamming you with announcements all the time, but typically once per week I will send you an announcement with some updates and important announcements, just to make sure we stay in touch with each other and you know what's happening in this course. So please make sure you check those announcements. I promise I'm not gonna spam you with those announcements, but once a week I will try to update you with important information. I'm not sure what kind of settings you use. Some students, they forward those announcements to their personal email or MSU email. I think there's also an option to forward those announcements to your cell phone using text messages. It's up to you how you want to do it. The only caution is that sometimes I post those announcements late at night. So typically, I post an announcement by Sunday or on Sunday night, Sunday evening, and this announcement will tell you what we'll be doing for the upcoming week, right? So if you don't want me to wake you up with those announcements, then don't forward those announcements to your cell phone, because as I said, sometimes I post them very late at night, okay? So once again, the organization for this course is fairly linear. You start at the top and you proceed with this course one module at a time. So the very first thing you should click is this link, and since you're watching this video, it means you already clicked on that link, right? Because this link points you to this video that I'm recording right now. If you have any general questions about any of the modules, any of the topics, this is the place where you can post them. For example, if you have general questions about the course, you can post them right here. If you have any general questions about chapter 10 from this textbook, you can post your questions here. Please limit email to personal issues, something that you don't want other students to see, or something that is of no relevance to other students. If it's something related to the course, please post your questions and comments to appropriate section in Canvas. And also, please feel free to respond to questions posted by your peers. If you see that I'm not responding and you know the answer, then please do that. But of course, I'll be checking those discussion threads regularly. But if you think that you asked an important question and I failed to respond within a day or two, then maybe send me an email reminder saying please respond to this question, so that, because sometimes I skip those questions as well. Maybe I'm traveling, or maybe something else is happening in my life and I just cannot be very diligent about checking those discussion threads and making sure I don't miss any single question. Although I do my best, I have a mobile app that is linked to my Canvas account, so I'm getting all the notifications if something is happening in the course. But sometimes, once in a while, I will miss a particular question in a discussion thread. So please remind me if I don't respond within a reasonable period of time. Okay, so take a look at the materials in the introduction to the course module. The most important item here is the course syllabus. Please make sure you read it. Please make sure you study it, because one of the quizzes, in fact, the first quiz is actually based on the syllabus. Okay, and my quizzes and exams in this course, they have certain security features. All students online and face-to-face, they have to take, they can only access quizzes and exams if they have lockdown browser. This is the software that is described here in those instructions. Basically, it's a browser that locks you in on the Canvas page when you're taking the quiz, so you cannot access any resources. I think it should be straightforward. Like, once you click on that link, it will ask you to download the software, and once you download it, you should be able to access. You should be able to use the software, this browser, this lockdown browser, to access the quiz. Now, for my online students, there's an additional feature. In addition to using a lockdown browser, the software that locks you in on the quiz or exam page so that you cannot access anything else, any external materials, you also need to have a working webcam. Again, I'm talking about online students. My face-to-face students will be taking those quizzes in class, so I'll be monitoring them. They don't need a web camera. But if you're an online student, you need to have a working webcam connected to the internet. Now, there are some security procedures. This webcam, just try passing this quiz, first, and you will see like all those instructions. First, the software will ask you to show your ID, so you need to have your student ID or your driver's license, so you will show it into the web camera. Then it will ask you to show your environment, so you'll take this camera. I don't want to show you my environment because I have some, I have a mess around me. I'm just using a screen at the back, but basically you just like use a camera and kind of rotate it to show me the environment where you at, so that I can see that nobody is sitting there helping you answer those questions. And then there are some other instructions that it will show you. And then as you take a quiz or exam, the camera will be on, it will be monitoring, and I will have all those recordings available for me if I have any doubts. Also, the software has some AE, artificial intelligence features, where if there's something suspicious going on, if your face disappears from the screen, it will flag those points in the video, and it will send me an email to check it out so that I can see what was happening during that time. But of course, like for major assessments, I do audit of all students, and I would say I look at what you did during midterm and the final exam. And then if something suspicious happens during quizzes, I will investigate that as well if something is flagged. For exams, I will look at every recording no matter what. I'll do those audits because those are major assessment items. So don't get frustrated. I mean, you will start with those quizzes. The stakes for those quizzes are not that high. I'm sure there will be some technical issues. Let me know if something is happening. I'll try to troubleshoot or find a solution. So for now, don't worry about it. I mean, do your best to take this quiz on time. It's due at the end of the first week for my online students, and it's due on the first day of the semester for my face-to-face students. We'll try to do it together when it comes to my face-to-face students, of course. But when it comes to my online students, you have to do it on your own. I don't think it will be a major hurdle to overcome. But nevertheless, if there are some technical issues, then send me an email. Let me know what's happening. We'll try to resolve it. I've done this many times already with my online students. It worked for 95% of students or 90% of students perfectly without any issues. But once in a while there are some technical issues, and again, don't worry about deadlines if you encounter initially, right? If I'm talking about the first quiz or the first couple of quizzes, so don't worry about the deadlines. We'll figure it out. But of course, by the time you move to by the time you take the midterm exam, everything has to be figured out. I mean, there will be no leniency. There will be no exceptions for the midterm exam. It has to be done properly using the lockdown browser and also the web camera. But nevertheless, you have some time to make mistakes and figure out if you need it. Okay. This is so. Let's proceed with the introduction to the course module. We have a YouTube channel where I post all of my video lectures. So if you click on this link, it should open that YouTube page. I'm still recording the course content, so some of the videos are already available, others are not. I will record them a bit later. But nevertheless, you have everything, given the deadlines that are already set, you have everything to get started. I mean, I'll make sure I'll keep up with deadlines and have all the video information available to you at least 1 or 2 weeks before you need it. So everything will be posted in advance. So after you complete this module, which also involves looking at my bio, which is optional, there are no questions about my bio on this particular quiz. So go over those materials and then take the syllabus quiz before the deadline. Again, using the software called the Respondus Lockdown Browser and a working webcam. Now, Procurement Plan is the major project of this course. My face-to-face students will work as a group. My online students will have to complete a Procurement Plan project individually. I spent a lot of time thinking about it and experimenting with various arrangements, and I came to the conclusion that online students have to complete this project individually. Because coordination of online teamwork is very challenging, because there's always a reason why students take this course online, and most of those reasons, they converge on one issue, which is lack of time or lack of control over schedule. So I decided not to use teamwork approach for my online students. At the same time, to compensate for that lack of face-to-face interaction and physical lectures where students can ask questions, discuss things, and clarify things, I'm asking students to do it individually so that you have a good grasp on the entire topic of procurement management in the context of IT/telecommunications project management. So it's not just generic procurement, it's project procurement. The course deals with project related procurements. So The assignment is posted right here. I think everybody needs to start with the template to see what kind of sections you need to complete. One important comment is that this is a service learning course. I encourage, I almost require you, the reason I'm saying it like that, I understand sometimes it's not possible, but I require you to create a procurement plan for a real project of a real organization. In other words, you need to find a real organization and you need to brainstorm about a project plan involving procurement. So by doing that, you'll be involved in real life context, and also hopefully you will do something valuable for a real organization. I mean, it can be a startup company, something that you're thinking. It can be your own business. It can be the company you're working for. But the requirement is that it has to be, the procurement plan has to be for real organization. Again, I'm requiring you, but if something is not working out, if you have something else in mind, if you have some severe limitations, then let me know. We'll try to find a solution. Just post your question here, because I'm sure it might be relevant to others. Or if it's something confidential, something related to your work that you don't want others to see, then let me know in an email and we'll try to discuss it. My face-to-face students, they will have to deliver three things. First of all, they will have to submit the report itself, the document involving the procurement plan, and then they will have to make a presentation. And then there is also a peer review component where each student will evaluate each student based on his or her contribution to the group project, and then based on that I'll calculate the averages and come up with your peer review grade component. My online students do not have to make any presentations. Also, since they're working individually, they won't have to have any peer reviews. So when it comes to my online students, their procurement plan grade component will be based solely on the report that they submit. Okay, so once again, I would like to repeat it, that there's no presentation for my online students. There's no peer review for my online students. You just have to submit the report by the end of the semester. And all the deadlines have been, the submission link is already activated. It's basically the deadline is early May. It's by the end of the semester. So the reason I have it all the way here at the top is that I want you to start thinking about your procurement plan from day one. It's a big project. It's a big grade component, so you need to be working on it from the very beginning of the semester. Please don't wait until the end of the semester, or even until the second half of the semester, to start working on it, because you may not have time. You may not have time to complete it if you start that late, and it happens all the time with my online students. I know when you're taking a course online, it's kind of easy to get disconnected from the course, from what's happening there, from the deadlines and requirements. And I see it all over and over again when an online student postpones a major project until the end, and then the outcome of this is that the entire grade is either very low or even an F. Okay, so please start working from day one. If you need my help when it comes to brainstorming about a potential topic, if you want to share with me what you wrote at any point, that's fine. Just send me an email or post your question here in this procurement plan module, but do it beforehand. I mean, do it as soon as you can. Please don't wait until the end of the semester to start worrying about such things as your topic, your report, and stuff like that. So please try to start working on it from day one. And then just proceed through this course one module at a time. So there's a deadline for each module. So start with chapter 10 from Kathy Schwalbe's textbook. I think that's how her name is pronounced. You can watch my video presentation, which is already available on YouTube. You can use slides to review. Obviously, I highly recommend that you start by reading the text, and then you go to my video presentation and slides. Once you're done, take the quiz. All the quizzes have been said. Then go to chapter 11 from the same textbook. Then you will start Fleming, chapters 1 through 6. And then you will proceed all the way to midterm exam. Again, if you have any questions about the midterm exam, you can post them. But here you have the explanation as to which chapters are covered by the midterm exam. So after you take the midterm exam, you'll proceed with chapter 7 through 13 from Fleming until you go all the way down to to the final exam, chapter 13, and then the final exam right after that. I'll be posting some optional materials to the handout section. I'll be using them mostly in my face-to-face classes, but if you're an online student, you're also welcome to take a look at all those additional materials that I'm posting that might be of relevance to you and obviously to this course. Okay friends, so this completes my video introduction to this course. Once again, I would like to welcome you to this new semester. I also would like to welcome you to this course. I'll be here for you for the duration of the entire semester and even beyond that. So if at any point you have any questions, concerns, if you need any help, then post your course-related questions here. If it's something that you don't want others to see, send me an email. I'll try to respond within the same day. So I wish you best of luck with this course. Just keep up with the deadlines, proceed to this course, make sure you cover everything on time, and I'm sure you will do fine. So best of luck to all of you in this course. Thank you.